Good evening and welcome to the Gilroy Unified School District Board of Education regular meeting. ¿Hay alguien que necesita intérprete para la Junta? Thank you very much. This meeting is being recorded and broadcast. Images and sounds may be captured of those attending the meeting. First on our agenda, item 3A, the Pledge of Allegiance. We will be welcomed by the principal of Dr. T.J. Owens Gilroy Early College Academy, Sonia Flores, and some students.
Good evening, members of the board and Dr. Flores. I'm pleased to bring with me students who were nominated by their peers for our Character Count Student of the Month for this month of April, and then elected or selected by their teachers after we received all of the nominations. And I would like for our students to introduce themselves, but this is what we decided to do as a staff, is recognize students with good, positive character, especially after replacing or removing class rank, especially from student transcripts.
My name is Gabriel Kong, and I'm a sophomore at GECA.
My name is Lauren DeRosa, and I'm a junior here at GECA.
My name is Nicholas Perez, and I'm a senior at GECA. And if everyone could please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, and thank you for being students with character. Next, we have item 3B, approval of agenda. Dr. Flores?
I need to request that we pull an item 7C.
Okay. With the agenda as amended, I will entertain a motion to approve it.
So moved.
Second. All those in favor? Aye. Aye. Opposed? On the agenda. Next, the item you're probably all here for, item 3C, recognitions.
Good evening, everyone. This part of the program is when we recognize very special people in our district. And the first one tonight is actually going to be handled by the principal of Elliot School, Patricia Polino. She's going to come up, and we're going to be recognizing some wonderfully generous members of our community. So go ahead.
Thank you, Dr. Flores. Good evening, everyone. This is a very, very special board meeting. As you can see, we're all blue. We're taking over tonight. It is my pleasure. I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves, but they will be the ones giving the recognitions because all our partners are working for our kids. So you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Maria Lopez, and I'm Student Council President at Elliot Elementary. Hello, my name is Alexander Rodriguez, and I am part of Student Council. Hello, I am Mario Lopez, and I am Vice President for Student Council.
And hi, I'm Riley McBride. I'm the literacy facilitator and also the Student Council worker with them, kind of help moderate, I guess. There you go.
There you go. Thank you.
So the work we do at Elliot will not be possible without the support of incredible partners that have been working with us for the past 6 years. It is my honor and our honor as a school to recognize our partners.
Proudly recognizes Costco. We are sincere.
Can Costco please come forward? The Costco team.
With sincere appreciation for their donation. Just like the first time. Okay. With sincere appreciation for your donations and contributions to Elliot Elementary, thank you for providing much-needed backpacks to our students. Thank you for providing volunteers to practice reading with our students on Wednesday. Thank you, Costco.
Everybody, 1, 2, 3, smile. Ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Thank you. Awesome. Do you want it? Thank you. One. Okay. We'll follow the other side. Okay. So you're now recognizing target and I'm reading. Okay.
We're now going to recognize target.
With sincere appreciation for your donations to Elliot Elementary, thank you for providing essential school supplies to our student and student store. PBIS team is only happening because of Target. Thank you.
Okay, we have more.
We will now recognize Elliot Citrini.
Miss Elia Citrini. Thank you for your valuable contributions to Elliot Elementary staff and our students. Yeah, we're adding. Ashford and the Colibri Foundation. Ashford.
We will now recognize Ty Ashford
And the Colibri Foundation. Please come forward. Thank you so much for your donations to Elliot Elementary. We're very grateful. Thank you. Okay. We might need a beer. In one of our trips, we ended it by Google in Palo Alto, over there, and we found this amazing organization called the Family Giving Tree. Please come forward. Thank you. Thank you for your donations.
Thank you. Thank you, Mom. Thank you. Yeah, there's a bag. There's a thank you. There's a thank you right here. Thank you. Hey, God, you're looking good.
Who wants to do the Disney story? Okay, let's all do it together. So the kids want to do it like, oh, wait, picture taken. Sorry. Well, they all want to do it, so we'll probably do like a choral recognition now to
the Disney store and at the Gilroy Premium Outlets.
Come over. Ariana, I know you're here. All
I know you. That's my son. Thank you. Thank you.
And that shirt is awesome.
We'll get a picture. We're getting bigger and bigger here.
Riley.
All right.
Thank you. Awesome. We have more. Okay. For racing club. The parents.
We will now do the Elliot Fundraising Club.
Parents, thank you. Please come forward. Parents.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
One more, I think.
You got these big photos.
One more.
Oh, good. Are the rest here? Yeah, they're all here.
We have more. Oh, you should do this one.
We are now going to recognize Donna Klein.
Thank you for your donations to Elliot Elementary during the Winter Festival. Okay. We're now calling Gilroy Exchange Club. Please come forward.
Good job.
Okay, picture.
Thank you.
We're now calling Chameleon. Is the organization present? Chameleon? Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for your donations. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm not sure if Dick's Sporting Goods is here. Check in for Dick's Sporting Goods. Okay, we'll save it.
Thank you, Dick Sporting Goods.
Oh, okay. Please. We're going to take a picture of everyone, and I'm going to ask you to stay because we have a recognition of the Elliot principal next, and I know you're all going to want to be here for that. So we'll take a picture real quick, and then we'll do the next part. I want to thank you all for coming. This just demonstrates so visibly how much of a difference the community and others can make at a school. I mean, your contributions have really made a difference in the lives of the students and in the operation of the school. And we appreciate it so much. So thank you for being here, and thank you for everything that you do to support Elliot. So let's take a picture. We can have the students in front. So why don't the students come in front, the very front, okay? Right in front of these adults.
Yeah, of course.
We have to be in the back. Riley and I. There you go.
Does this work?
Then we gotta come forward.
Oh.
that smile on there, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3, squish it like you like each other. Ready? 1, 2. Say, Elliot rocks. 1, 2, 3, go. Elliot rocks. Yes. Thank you, Elliot.
Patricia, you can stay. At our last school board meeting, we have a program called our Employee Recognition Program, and we recognize an employee. We do this several times a year, so we recognize an employee from each of our units. So like last time we recognized a teacher from the GTA, the Gilroy Teachers Association. We recognized a pair from our CSCA or GFP and someone from CSCA, and we would have recognized Patricia, except she was at a conference called CABE, and so we couldn't recognize her that night. And it's interesting how things worked out, that the night we were recognizing all these wonderful people that support Elliot, that we're able to recognize Patricia as our management employee for receiving our Employee Recognition Award. So we're really glad to be able to do this evening, and it's going to take a few more minutes than normal because the first thing we're going to do is show a video. Oh, no. You'll be fine.
Hello, my name is Michelle Hernandez, and welcome to ELT News, reporting from Elliot Elementary, Gilroy, California. And now I pass it to our reporter.
Hello, my name is Juan Pablo. Hello, I'm Joshua. And I'm Amidala. Congratulations to 4th grade on a successful science fair. Look at all these amazing projects. Congratulations to all the teachers for surviving SEAL instructional rounds. Breaking news. Dr. Polino is getting recognized on April 18th for being awesome. We sent our reporters to investigate.
Yes, we did investigate, and this is what we found.
How would you describe Dr. Polino?
Encouraging!
How would you describe Dr. Polino?
He's silly.
How would you describe Dr. Polino?
Inspiring!
Describe Dr. Polino.
Oh!
Good morning, 1st grade class.
Good morning!
How would you describe Dr. Polino?
Dr. Polino is intelligent!
How would you describe Dr. Polino?
He's
Dr. Polino. Describe Dr. Polino. Thank you, class. You guys describe Dr. Polino.
She is empowering!
How would you describe Dr. Polino?
Dr. Polino is generous, trustworthy,
Would you describe Dr. Polino?
determined.
How would you describe Dr. Polino?
Dr. Polino is a rock star. Thank you, Dr. Polino. You are so supportive. You always lend a hand. Love you, Dr. Polino.
Thank you, class. Bye.
Okay. I told Melanie that I was going to have a hard time doing this before I knew about the video. So now I'm totally a mess. Thank you very much. Normally what we do at this, when we recognize the employee by group, is I read from the nomination form. So I am going to do that, and Riley nominated Patricia. So I'm going to read Riley's comments, and then I have some of my own. So Riley shared the following information about Patricia and his nomination. Patricia is knowledgeable in all things related to school, including curriculum, student needs, school climate, and more. She always makes time to speak and work with those who need help or support. She is always looking for ways that either she or we as a school can improve. By hosting meaningful PDs during staff meetings geared towards data analysis to address the needs of an overall class as well as individual students, Patricia's eyes are always on the goal of success and high achievement for all. This attitude is modeled in the way that she speaks with both colleagues and students alike. When someone is in need of a resource, Patricia ably directs them where to find it or assist in doing so. When such a resource is not available, she goes out of her way to procure it. Her commitment, yeah, that's obvious tonight. Her commitment to Elliot School and the education of teachers and students is evident in the high standards she holds and the ways in which she seeks to support everyone in meeting them. Additionally, her extensive knowledge in SIL helps teachers execute necessary lessons and has been a major force in helping parents and members of the community feel welcome and coming into the school to share in their children's learning and accomplishment. When Patricia checks in with teachers and students, you know it is always to see how they're doing and if she can do anything to help them in any way possible. She leads by example and is the finest example of what all staff should hope to be in their support and advocacy for the students and community that they serve. So those were comments made by Riley, who nominated her for this award. And now you have to endure me. So as you know, Patricia's made a very difficult decision to leave our district at the end of the school year. And that was a really hard thing for me to hear. She's accepted a position in another school district, and I know she's going to do a great job. It's a promotion, and it's a great career move, and we totally support that kind of growth from any of our staff. So I'm going to say as few words as I can, but still have a few things to say, because I could talk about her for an hour. I'm sure you guys can figure that out. Patricia's energy, passion, and commitment are amazing and contagious. I'm sure her staff would agree that she is just what Elliot needed 6 years ago to transform the school. She truly cares about the students, the families, and the staff, and does whatever it takes to provide the best services, programs, and activities for them. When I compare our first couple of walkthroughs of the classroom 6 years ago, where we both were sad afterwards, I can't even begin to tell you what they're like today. The classrooms there's wonderful instructional practices going on, there's rigor. The PD that's happened has led to just great things happening in the classroom, and district initiatives are being fully implemented, particularly SEAL. I'm just so proud of the job Elliot has done in leading the way for SEAL. She recommended we bring it to the district, and now we have SEAL in 5 of our elementary schools. It's the most language-rich and academically rigorous program that I've seen in my career. And as I said, the professional development is just so high quality and has made such a difference. She's raised the bar at Elliot in so many ways, in so many areas: assessments, PLCs, PD, technology, and software programs. And thanks to Patricia's outreach, there's this tremendous support for the school that's made such a huge difference. I don't think I can do it. I'm going to try to say something personal. Since my husband passed away, there's no one in the district that has supported me like Patricia. The flowers, the plants, the cards, the hugs, the remembering the anniversaries, the birthdays. I can't tell you how much of a difference that's made. And at times when we're both so low because of our husband's passing, we've been there for each other, and I will never forget that. So Patricia, we are going to miss you so much. There is no replacing you, because you are one of a kind. We wish you the best in your new position, and I expect to hear from you regularly. Thanks, Patricia.
I see the Mickey ears. You rock. Thank you. My dear staff, you have no idea how difficult that decision was because you are so loved and so part of my life. And see you all here. It's so special. And with those Mickey ears, of course, right? The school is in great hands by having you there and by having my amazing students. It's just a pleasure and a blessing to lead the school for 6 years. I know the new leader will have a blast because it's going to be so much fun to continue with the work that we've been doing. Debbie, you have been a mentor and a great support when we had a really difficult time. I'd like to call my kids. Jose, can you please come? But guess what? I do have children.
I saw them coming. I don't
So these two amazing kids have been with me through all the assemblies, the students tour, the craziness. They're like, oh my gosh, here she comes again. And no doubt that you have been a blessing since we lost Papi 2 years ago. But it's going to be fun, and I want you all and partners continue supporting Elliot. Elliot is what Elliot is also because of the partners we have, and we want you to work closely with the new principal and the new staff and continue bringing the school to higher levels. Thank you, district staff. You have been dealing with me for 6 years and me asking for more, and thank you for this beautiful video. I wasn't expecting that. That sounds like Araceli Ramos. Thank you, everybody. It's been a blessing and an honor to serve the district for 6 years, and thank you for this recognition.
Also up as well, please. And if there are Elliot Lions and Elliot Lion families, I'd like to have you come up with a text, I promise. We're going to do you first and then everything, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, Elliot.
Oh, with your stick. That's great with the signs. Yay! Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Oh, beautiful flowers. Wow. Get James the gavel.
All right, Elliot, friends, have fun giving their name. That's my favorite teacher.
It doesn't matter. It's going to be hard for her to get everybody. Oh, good idea. Got it?
Okay, my phone, 1, 2, 3, smile. Excellent, thank you so much.
There were two speaker cards that wanted to say a word to Patricia. So is it, I can't read it. Lucy Navarro is one of them. Lucy, come on up. And then, I can't read the first name, I'm sorry, Amidala was the second one that wanted to speak. Come on up. So the two of you come on up. They want to say something to you.
All right.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Lucy Navarro, and it's a great honor for me to speak tonight at Dr. Pelino's recognition ceremony. I've been designated by Ángeles Sin Fronteras, the Latino parent support group of children with special needs, to salute Dr. Pelino tonight. The committee and the parents are extremely grateful with Dr. Pelino because for 6 years, Ángeles Sin Fronteras events were housed at Elliot School, her school. The group events like the annual conferences and the Christmas celebrations were very well attended because Dr. Pelino is very well known in the community for her kindness and consideration for the visiting families and children, and her school offered that welcoming atmosphere for the parents of children with special needs. Dr. Pelino was always making sure that the events were very well organized and that the children were receiving the services they needed during those events. Dr. Pelino will be greatly missed because, first of all, she's bilingual, and that quality allowed her to have that closeness with the students and their families, and also to be able to support the children with special needs and their parents over all those years. Thank you, Dr. Pelino, and congratulations on your new professional step. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sushma, Amidala, the speech language pathologist for Elliot School. I have been working for the last 3 years under Dr. Pelino, and tonight I would like to say that it has been a privilege working with Dr. Pelino. As a newcomer to the United States, she believed in me and has provided with immense support to ensure my success in working with students and teachers at Elliot. Besides being a responsible and dedicated professional, she also has a caring heart to care for others around her. Personally, she encouraged and helped me through all the times. I can say many more things about her, but I'm going to close saying that I know wherever she goes, she will positively impact the lives of everyone she meets. Dr. Pelino, you'll be greatly missed in the Elliot community and we love you. Good luck to our wonderful boss.
One, two, three, smile. Relax and smile. Thank you. All right. Thanks.
All right, we have other recognitions tonight. We're nearing the end of the year, so we needed to do more than we normally do, but it's a great way to end the school year by recognizing so many wonderful people and programs. So the next one is our future chefs, and I see some familiar faces around here tonight from our event. So the Board of Ed and I are really pleased to recognize 8 elementary school students who competed in the Future Chefs competition held at Gilroy High School on March 6th. Many of us attended the event, including me, and I love this event. I go every year. So 256 school districts across the nation competed in this Future Chefs event. And this year's participants were invited to make healthy Mexican-inspired recipes for the challenge. 28 elementary school students throughout the district submitted their best dishes, and 10 students were invited to participate in the finals at Gilroy High. Finalists prepared their dishes, and judges rated their submission based on the following: originality, taste, kid-friendliness, and use of healthy ingredients, with a special nod to those recipes that included these ingredients: brown rice, black beans, sweet potatoes, pork, fish, avocados, planktons, and veggie crumbles. And before we recognize our participants, I'd like to thank Karis Gulizia, I always say it wrong, sorry, and Milani Battaglia, our Sodexo consultants. And I'd like to recognize all the food service staff that participated that night. Jerry Sadler, of course, had a big role, and all of our food service ladies that were assigned to each of the students. It was really wonderful watching them. And then we had 3 professional chefs who were judges: Chef Carlos Pineda and Team Sako Bozo, Sam Bozo, and Jean Sakahara. So our finalists were, and I'd like to ask them to come up, Kevin Carrillo from Elliot, Rayan Garcia from Rod Kelly, Tamara Grace from Rucker. She's not here. Oh, not here, sorry. Sandra Martinez Aguilar from Glenview, who finished second. Myra Moniz from El Roble, who finished third. Michael Sarmond from Luigi Aprea. Not here. Jack Zukowski from Luigi Aprea. And our winner, Julia Finucane from El Roble, who also was a finalist last year. So congratulations to all of our finalists. Your food was great, by the way, and I've actually made a couple of them, or what I remembered of them, at home. They were really good. They were as good as any adult would do. So we're proud of our kids, and I really appreciate Sodexo and our food service staff bringing this event to us, 5-6 years ago, or maybe longer now. And Jerry, come on up. Is Nalani here? Oh, good. Everybody come up. I want to recognize you. Are any of the food service staff here? No? Okay, come on up. These 3 ladies make this event possible. Sodexo sponsors the event nationwide, and it's just a great event. And then we also had Recology involved this year, focused on food waste. Why don't one of you explain what the extra point was for the food waste?
Food waste is such a huge problem worldwide, and we wanted to make that an area of focus for the students. So they were given green organic waste baskets and were encouraged to use the least amount of waste possible. And Recology helped educate the community on that as well. So at the end of the competition, each of the chefs had to take their green basket up and have it weighed, and the person that had the least amount, the lowest number, got a special prize, and that was Rayan Garcia for the least amount of food waste.
So congratulations, and we'll take a quick picture.
Ready, 1, 2, 3. Look at me first, and then you guys can look at your moms. Stay there. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Stay there a second. Let's let the parents take a picture.
Great. Thanks for coming tonight. Congratulations.
All right. On an annual basis, the California Department of Ed recognizes some of our highest performing schools in the state, and this year we're really proud of the fact that GECA, our Early College Academy, has received the California Distinguished School. And this is the third time in the life of GECA, which is only about more than 12, because I've been here that long, 12 years. And we're very proud of them to receive this Distinguished School Award again. And so I'm going to read a few things. On April 5th, by the way, myself, Mr. Good, Mr. Pace, 4 GECA staff, and Sonia Flores, principal, we all went to Anaheim to the Disneyland Hotel for the California Schools event. It's a huge event, a huge ballroom full of districts, and you'll see some of the pictures. And we had our picture taken, of course, with Tony Thurman, the new superintendent of instruction, and with Mickey Mouse. That was a highlight. So anyway, the California Distinguished School Program recognizes schools at the elementary and secondary levels in alternate years. So this year was secondary schools. In 2019, California is recognizing outstanding education programs and practices that have been in place for 2 consecutive years. Schools with this award hold the title for 2 years. These honors would not be possible without the unwavering dedication of the GECA teachers and staff to the common goal of providing all students with an exceptional support and instruction for success beyond high school. I'd like to invite Sonia Flores, principal, and her team to the podium to be recognized, and I'll say a few more things. I'll read that in a second. You guys just thank you for coming. We really appreciate it. You have students too? Great. Cool. All right. So GECA was recognized through this process for their ACA Prep elective class that helps students set and achieve life goals and helps prepare them for success in a 4-year college. ACA Prep is meant to support students in their academic subject areas by introducing and practicing certain strategies, test-taking skills, organization, and study skills that are proven successful for college-bound students. The course is also meant to help students determine future goals and create a plan to achieve them, including A through G course completion, GECA diploma completion, creating 4-year plans, exploring college entrance requirements, and determining appropriate career paths. ACA Prep's curriculum is based on the research and work of Dr. David Conley's 4 Keys of College and Career Readiness. This program was developed to increase the percentage of students attaining an associate's degree when they graduate from GECA, increase the school's retention rate between grade levels, and improve advanced placement test scores, which ultimately leads to success in college. GECA is also regularly recognized as a top high school in the state of California and the nation by U.S. News and World Report. It's clear that GECA continues to be a cutting-edge early college academy and offers an incredible high school experience for our students there. I'm almost there. So now I'd like to read the plaque that we are giving GECA tonight. Gilroy Unified School District Board of Education proudly recognizes Dr. T.J. Owens Early College Academy, recipient of the prestigious California Department of Education California Distinguished School Award. We express our gratitude for your commitment to excellence and continuous improvement that allows us to provide the highest quality education to all students. This award represents the culmination of the incredible hard work and dedication of every individual at GECA. Thank you so much. You're just an amazing school. We're so proud of you. We're proud of the students, the staff, the families. It's just a great place to be, and it's so wonderful. Last year it was 75% of the students, 72% on one day received their high school diploma, and the next day received an AA from Gavilan. Isn't that remarkable? Yes. It's really an amazing program.
One, two, three. Smile. Hold. Smile. And smile. 1, 2, 3. No. Thank you.
All right, thank you. You might want to stay for my next award, GECA staff and students. Well, there's 2 more. You can go sit down. But so Daisy can stay up here. So tonight we're saying goodbye to one of our student board reps, Daisy Serrata Osorio, and she's been a student board rep for 2 years. So she's a senior at GECA, and this is her last time to be our student board rep. And we always recognize our student board reps the last time they come. So Daisy's been involved with GECA's School Site Council, or GECA's Advisory Board, GAB, since her junior year. Through her work on GAB, she made significant contributions to the GECA WASC report, which was recently given to us and was excellent. As a student board representative for the last 2 years, she's also served on GECA's Associated Student Body, ASB. Further, Daisy was selected as one of very few sophomores to tutor her peers as an ACA Prep tutor, which in turn fostered Daisy's passion for helping others. And even though she was no longer a peer tutor at GECA her junior and senior years, she continued to tutor members in her community. And over the past 4 years, she's completed 144 hours of community service. She will graduate from GECA with a multiple subjects associate degree from Gavilan College and plans to attend Carrington College to become a veterinary technician. So the board and I would like to thank Daisy for her professionalism, her insight, and perspectives that she's brought to board meetings and your wonderful PowerPoints. So Daisy, on behalf of the Board of Education, many thanks, and we have a little memento for you.
Thank you very much.
All right, last but not least, a committee very special to me and to my goals in life and sort of my lifestyle is our Run for Fitness Committee. I'd like to ask the Run for Fitness Committee to come up. And thank you for hanging around for all those recognitions. Really appreciate it. So this committee met monthly for a year, and even more frequently towards the end, to plan our Run for Fitness event, which was on March 16th at the Gilroy High Track, and many of you came to the event, and I really appreciate it. This event is so important for our district because it promotes running and walking and hopefully begins to build a foundation for fitness for life. That's the idea. So our transitional K through 8th grade students in Gilroy were invited to participate in Run for Fitness. And we had 397 participants from TK through 8th grade. And then we had a lot of high school students that helped out. They weren't there participating, but they were there helping. Our Run for Fitness is a culminating event where our students run varying distances depending on their grade level at the Gilroy High School track. The goal of this event is, as I said, to promote physical activity for healthier living. And to prepare for the event, it's not just a one-day event. For 8 weeks, the students are in training at their school sites with their teachers, and we really appreciate the teachers who helped with the training at the school sites because that was a really essential part of the process. So as I mentioned, the committee met monthly. We had teachers, administrators, maintenance staff, food service, board members, community members, everybody collaborating on this event. And it's really a special event for that reason, I believe, is because we come from so many different jobs and places and school sites, and yet we all come together to do this event once a year. And the goal of the committee was to demonstrate a commitment from the Gilroy community to promote physical fitness. And what better way to do that than the Run for Fitness? So I want to recognize the planning committee. You probably know a lot of them, but I'm going to call out people's names. The 2 young men in the middle are Kenneth and Alan Apte, and they're GECA students. And what happened is the first year we brought this event back, we had a GECA student step up to the plate and offer to organize all the volunteers. And now that's a GECA tradition. So every year, GECA students are who organize all the volunteers, and it's a huge job. I don't know how many there were. Over 80 volunteers that they organized for the day. So that's, just getting them there is a task. Never mind what they were going to do. So we really appreciate you. Jonathan Bass is a teacher at South Valley and GTA president, and he and Heather are always there helping at the registration area. We really appreciate it. Sonia Flores has been there from the beginning also, helping us with this event, and she and her husband are in charge of the T-shirts. And he gets roped into it every year. Kelly Croft actually kind of was the reason this came back, because she decided that we needed to bring Run for Fitness back. A prior staff member had organized it for years, and when he retired, it died. And now I understand why, because I just don't know how he did it on his own. But Kelly suggested that we bring it back, and some of us thought that was a great idea, and so we got it going. And she's one of our district nurses, Kathleen Bierman and Lisa Lorona. Kathleen, Director of Curriculum and Instruction, and Lisa is our a program administrator for specialized programs. They've really been a huge part of this committee from the beginning since we hired Lisa. Lisa got the job of chairing this. She had no idea what she was being hired for, but we hired her to organize this committee. So let's see, who have I missed? Jerry Sadler, you met earlier, our food services supervisor, Dan McAuliffe, and I want to call out our maintenance and operations staff. I don't know how this was done before, but without maintenance and operations, there's no way we could do this event at the level that we do it. They did everything. They brought out tables. They were out there before I got there. I know they were they're out at 6. And they striped the course this year without us even asking. They put up the start and finish signs because we couldn't find the poles that go with them, and they figured out a way to make it work. They were just really amazing. And I don't think Anna and Daryl are here, are they? 2 of our PE teachers. And then Mrs. Mackay, I don't know how we would do registration without her. She is the most organized person I've ever met in my life. She's amazing. So she organized the whole registration area. I went off my script. Did I leave anybody off? Nalani. And Karis. Thank you so much. Every year, Sodexo volunteers for this. They organize it. They donate food, water. They do a great job, and we really appreciate it. And, of course, you get some volunteers to help you, but that was great. So anyway, I just appreciate you all so much. You all have full-time jobs and more, and yet you make this a priority every year, and it's a big time commitment, but it's for a great cause, and thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And we're going to take a picture. Maybe over this way, some in the front. Good.
I'm short-ish.
Tara's not here. Okay, all right.
All right, thanks everybody for coming. That concludes the recognitions, and I appreciate the board being willing to let us do that, because those are very special recognitions. Okay.
All right, where were we? Item D, general public comment. At this time, members of the public may address the board on any item or any issues within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board that is not listed on this agenda. No action can be taken on an item not on the agenda, but may be referred to the administration or put on a future agenda. Members of the public may also address the board on an agenda item before or during the board's consideration of that item. Do we have any additional ones? We do not. Thank you very much. All right.
No, Martha.
Item E, report of action taken in closed session. First up, we had 4 cases of removal, suspension, expulsion of a student. Case number 2019-15, I will entertain a motion.
Move to expel.
Second. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Case 2019-16.
Move to expel.
Second. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Case 2019-17.
Move to expel.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Case 2019-18.
Move to expel.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No. We have one no. We have a motion to suspend the expulsion?
Are we clear what the first vote was?
It was 6-1.
Okay.
Yes. Twin. Ms. Fyack. Okay. Looking for a second on the motion to suspend the expulsion? Second. Okay. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimously. Okay. Next. Sorry, I have to go to my email. All right. On item D, conference with... Is this one? No, sorry. Item C, claim by Gilroy Self-Storage Partners. The board approved a settlement pursuant to which the district will provide a partial refund of developer fees to Gilroy Self-Storage Partners. The vote was 6 ayes, 0 noes, and 1 abstention in favor, with all board members voting yes, except for Trustee Doyle, who abstained. Okay. In the matter of case OAH, case 2019-011070, the board unanimously approved a settlement to resolve a student's claim for compensatory services in this case. The board voted 6-0-1 in favor, with all board members voting yes, except for Trustee Munshi, who abstained. In case ID 766484, the board unanimously approved a settlement agreement to resolve a student's claim for compensatory services in this case. All 7 board members voted yes. In case ID 776822, the board unanimously approved a settlement to resolve a student's claim for compensatory services in this case. All 7 board members voted yes. Am I doing?
I'm doing that.
Okay.
I can do it right now.
Yes, let's do that right now. Do that.
So it's my honor this evening to announce the appointment of 2 individuals to the position of program administrator.
Unanimously appointed for the record.
Unanimously approved by the board in closed session to appoint 2 incredible employees to the position of program administrator in student services. So I'm really pleased to announce that the board approved the appointment of Tammy Irvine and Adrian Summers to the positions this evening. So welcome to our management team. Why don't you stand up? Stand up. Both Tammy and I won't run through their resumes just because we went so long tonight, but both come to us with extensive experience in special education. They've worked at all levels. They've done a lot of coaching and supporting of special ed staff, and we're very excited about them moving into the role of administrators and being able to really help our program in ways that they weren't able to do before. So we're really looking forward to it. We have an amazing student services administrative team rounded out with the 2 of you. So we're very excited about having you join us, and you get to do things like come to my management retreats starting in June. So.
More meetings.
Yeah. So thank you. We're really glad to have you on our team. Yeah.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you. All right. Report to the board. Student 4A, Student Board Representatives Report. Ms. Zarate Osorio. It's your chance to shine.
Last time.
My last time to shine. Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, members of the board, Superintendent Flores. Before I begin, I'd like to call up Gabriel Kong, who will be the next board representative for GECA for the upcoming year.
Good evening, my name is Gabriel Kong. Today I'll be presenting about the GECA events from February and March. So I'll be talking about our Sadie Hawkins dance and some of the speech contests. So our Sadie Hawkins dance took place in February. It was themed after the Pixar movie Up. There you can see a picture of the students. Then we also had 2 students from GECA representing our school at 2 different speech contests. So first we had Clarissa Lara representing GECA at the Rotary Local District Speech Contest. And then we had Darius Wong, a senior, representing GECA at the Lions Club Local District Speech Contest. Then we have March. We had our CHP Impact Week, our WASC Visits talent show, and our award. So at our WASC Visits, the accreditors met with parents, students, staff, and the GECA Advisory Board. They came into our classes, and the students there were really happy to share what they love about GECA and share their experiences of GECA. And then we had our CHP Impact Week, where we had our door decorating contest and various educational activities at our breaks about how dangerous driving under the influence is. And also we had daily informational presentations about how to stay safe while driving and avoid crashes and accidents. And we had our talent show, which showcased our multiple dancing, singing, music, and other acts, showcasing our GECA's various talents and students. And then lastly, GECA was awarded the 2019 California Distinguished School Award. And looking forward, we have our senior project presentations at GECA taking place tomorrow and next Friday. We have our prom, AP examinations, and finals week the last week of May. Now I'll be handing it over to Daisy.
Thank you, Gabriel. So moving on to South Valley Middle School. South Valley had their Run for Fitness on March 16th, which was held at Gilroy High School. And they also had their Saigon fundraiser on March 19th to help earn money for the 8th grade promotional dance. It's the end of the year, and I'm guessing the 8th graders are really excited for that dance. And they also had their impact meeting on April 11th. This was held in their NPR, and it was mostly targeting towards the parents, where they would teach them how to drive safely and learn techniques on how to keep their kids safe on the roads. And looking forward, they will be holding their spring band concert on May 14th and their talent show on May 24th. And their science fair will be held on May 30th. And their Great America trip for the 8th graders that I remember this when I was in 8th grade, and I know they're excited. It's going to be on June 6th, sorry. And with that, that's going to conclude my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Gabriel, welcome to the team. Daisy, I know we're going to get great things out of you, since you're already good at farming your work out to other people. That was a stroke of genius there. So thank you for your service to our board, and best of luck. All right. Next up, Superintendent's Report.
Thank you. I'll try to shorten it since I went on and on earlier. Every year, Leadership Gilroy has an education day in the district, and this year was a really great day. Cabinet members and a principal from each level, and I talked to the roughly 15 or 20 participants every year about what's happening in the school district. And then after we do that, they ask questions, they ask great questions, and then they go out to visit the 3 school sites. So they went out to visit Solorzano, Christopher, and Glenview this year. And what I try to do is rotate the principals so that every year there's different principals on the panel. So then they go out and they visit, and then we do a debrief afterwards at Gavilan College where they hear some about Gavilan, and Dr. Rose and I answer questions that they have. And it's always a wonderful day because many of them have never been in our schools. And it's a great exposure for them to go out and visit our schools and hear about our district. We quarterly meet with these city councils. So the school board and the city council had a joint meeting on March 25th and talked about topics of joint interest. On March 26th, I was able to attend Gecko's presentation at Rotary. I go to Rotary every Tuesday, but Mrs. Flores came and gave a presentation with some students about Gecko, which was great. I think the audience was very impressed. And the following day, I attended a CalSOAP board meeting. I've told you we have a really critical issue with CalSOAP that's pending right now, and it's a proposal to expand CalSOAPs to 2 additional regions, but use the existing funding level to cover those additional regions, which could have a very negative impact on ours. So we're closely watching that right now. We had our 3rd meeting of the Superintendent's Advisory Committee on Closing Schools, and we've continued to review and study data that the committee is asking for at this point that they need to know before they can make a decision to pass on to the board. And again, it's an advisory committee. We have 2 more meetings scheduled this year, and we'll give the board an update by the end of the school year. Alvaro and I, as you know, at a previous meeting, we talked about issuing some bonds for the Brownell project. So Alvaro and I were on the phone with the rating agencies on March 29th, and we're really pleased that they maintained our very good rating already. We're in the highest category of ratings. There are several above us, but we're in the top level for ratings, which is very good for the district as we go out for these bonds, which we'll be doing in the next month. I've already mentioned the California Distinguished School recognition program ceremony at the Disneyland Hotel. For the first time this year, I was able to attend a SEAL, I think they call it instructional rounds. Those have always happened in other districts. This year, they chose our district for the instructional rounds. So there were like 5 or 6 districts represented with principals, coaches, even superintendent, I think. And then I was able to attend. It's really a great process. So they do some small group work first to kind of set the stage for what's going to happen when they go visit the classrooms. And Anisha joined me, and I was able to, we went to about 3 or 4 of the classrooms. So a really good process that obviously SEAL has developed over many years. It's nice that we've risen to the level where other districts are coming to look at what we're doing. The Gilroy Rotary Essay Contest what concluded, and the scholarship winners came to the April 9th Gilroy Rotary meeting, and they read their essays, which were great. It was wonderful to hear the essays. And I believe there was a GECA student there, or 2. Were there 2? Yeah, 2, and 1 from Gilroy and 1 from Christopher. So we had 4 students that were reading their essays. I attended on April 10th along with Sylvia Reyes and some staff, one of her staff, and some incredible students. Twin Fayak was able to attend. That was great. So we had 2 students that were recognized. I'd never been to this event before, and I'm really glad I went. So the Junior League of San Jose recognizes volunteers from the whole wider community that just do significant volunteer work, and it was really great to be able to go to this event and see 2 of our students recognized. Alex and Justin were recognized, one's from GECA, and again, and there were 12 people recognized, and 2 of those were our students. All the rest, except for 1, were adults. So they were recognizing people that worked in, like senior centers, compassion centers, cancer centers. And they recognized our 2 students for the STEAM program at Los Animas. So it was really great to have them. And there were probably, 300 people in the room. It was a huge event at a really nice location and venue. And it was just really, and hosted by these television anchors. It was a really nice event, and it was great to see our students recognized. In fact, next year I want us to think about who we're going to nominate. This is the kind of event that we should have our students recognized at. Leadership Gilroy had their spring fling last Saturday night, and several of our board members attended, Enrique, Twin, and Anisha, and I. And the main reason we went was because Jaime Rosso was receiving a community service award. In fact, it was the only award of the evening, and we were really glad that we could be there for that recognition. I won't talk about my non-site-based management meeting. That's a meeting I have every month with all my management staff who are not at sites. And last night, I attended the Gilroy Foundation grant presentation, and we didn't even capture all of our staff that were there, because by the time we did this picture, people had left. But I wanted to tell you that they gave out grants of almost $217,000, the Gilroy Foundation, and I'm sending you this weekend the actual list so you can see how many were to our schools. Many were to our schools. It's amazing. And then what will be awarded at our senior award ceremony are the scholarships, which this year are over $500,000. It's pretty remarkable that in a community this size, I say this all the time, you would expect these kind of dollars and this kind of generosity in big communities, the wealthy communities, and yet in Gilroy, and really the total is about $1 million. I'm not telling you about other awards that were given out, but it's around $1 million. It's pretty, and over a number of years, I think I forgot the total for all the money that I think it's about $14 million right now is in their fund, but it's incredible that they are able to bring together those kind of dollars for our community. So it's really great. I've continued site visits, so I won't talk about them. I'll just mention them. Christopher High, BC, and Enrique joined me on that. Rucker, James, and Enrique came on that visit. Luigi, Linda, and Enrique came on that visit. And Gilroy Prep today, Linda and Enrique joined me for that visit. So we've been busy with site visits, and the last 4 are coming up. So I have Los Animas, Glenview, El Roble, and Antonio de Bono coming up. If you want to join me, let me know if you want to go on those visits. And I think the rest is just, all these are upcoming events. You can read those. A lot of really exciting things. If you can get to the Gifted Games, it's such a wonderful event. It's kind of like a Special Olympics, and I really love that event. But there are a lot of things coming up. Rod Kelly, I'll tell you about it next month, is being recognized as one of the only schools in our county by Innovate Public Schools next Saturday, so I'll be attending that event with them. But we got a lot of really great things coming up. And don't forget, senior award ceremonies in May. We've got the list of all the events that we should attend in May and June. And that concludes my report.
Thank you very much. It's a busy time of the year.
It is.
All right, this brings us to item 5, the consent agenda. I will entertain a motion.
Move approval.
We have a motion and a second, and this is a roll call vote.
Yes.
Casey Doyle?
Yes.
Tony Fiat? Yes. Mark Good?
Yes.
Anisha Lindsay? Yes. James Gates?
Yes.
Linda Pacetta?
Yes.
Motions carry unanimously. Thank you. All right, item 6. Item 6A, Resolution 1819-31, the Day of the Teacher. Dr. Flores.
This is an annual event. We do this every year. It's been in California for a very long time, I think since the early 1980s, and it's called the Day of the Teacher. And what I'd like to do is read a resolution into the record in honor of, this isn't just about our teachers, it's about all of our certificated staff. So whereas California long ago recognized the immeasurable value of our teachers and has designated the second Wednesday in May to be the Day of the Teacher, a special observance that honors teachers and the teaching profession. And whereas the Gilroy Unified School District Board of Education wishes to express its appreciation to our teachers and certificated staff who share their love of learning in the classroom every day through creativity, dedication, talent, and hard work. Excuse me. I've been talking a lot. I got to drink a little water. Sorry. Yeah, you want to finish?
And whereas teachers and whereas teachers and other certificated staff are essential to the educational success of the students of the Gilroy Unified School District and play a crucial role in their lives as mentors and role models. And whereas no other profession touches as many persons with such a lasting effect. And whereas Californians everywhere have stories to share about how it was a teacher who inspired them to strive, to attain, and to succeed in life. And whereas teachers and other certificated staff support students with a wide variety of backgrounds and support them all to the best of their abilities. And whereas by nature teachers are proven leaders in bringing inventive practices and creativity into their classrooms every day. And whereas it is appropriate that teachers and certificated staff be recognized for their continued unwavering dedication and commitment to educating all learners. Therefore, be it resolved that the Gilroy Unified School District Board of Education and the Superintendent do hereby highly commend and extend sincere gratitude to all certificated staff. And be it therefore resolved that the Gilroy Unified School District Board of Education hereby acknowledges May 8th, 2019 as the Day of the Teacher in recognition of outstanding support and commitment to the students of the Gilroy community.
Thank you.
Sure. Let's pass this thing. I will entertain a motion to pass this. Know what? I'm going to make the motion. I will entertain a second.
Second.
All right. This is a resolution, so we have to vote all this.
Enrique Diaz. Luis E. Doyle.
Yes.
Quinn Piak. Yes. Mark Good.
Yes.
Anisha Winchie.
Yes.
James Pate.
Yes.
Linda Pacino.
Yes.
Thank you very much. All right. Item 6B, approval of the 2020-2021 instructional calendar and the 2020-2021 GTA certificated work calendar. Mr. Winslow.
Thank you. Good evening, members of the board, Superintendent Flores. Tonight I am here to present and request approval for the 2020-2021 instructional calendar and the 2020-21 GTA certificated calendar.
20.
The district has what's called a district advisory calendar committee, which met last month, and that committee consists of all of our bargaining units and management and a variety of people to provide feedback for the district to approve a calendar that works best for the students of Gilroy Unified. And you're probably wondering why we're working 2 years in the future. For those who are new to the board, last year, for one of the first times, we decided to approve a 2-year calendar so we can constantly work in the future to better provide parents with more earlier informative information on the calendar for the district. So hopefully every single year from now on, we're presenting future calendars, so we're way ahead of time. So the 2019-20 calendar was already officially approved last year, and on the consent agenda there was a small change that we did request, but this was unanimously approved by the committee, fully supported by the committee, and we're here tonight to request that the board approve this so we can get this posted and parents can buy their vacation tickets early.
Thank you. Any discussion from the board? Seeing none, I will entertain a motion.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We got a calendar.
Thank you.
All right. Next up, approval of contract amendment renewal with Sodexo America for 2019-2020. Ms. Sadler.
Thank you, President Pace. And good evening, esteemed board members and Dr. Flores and everybody else that stuck around. So I'm here today on behalf of Assistant Superintendent Alvaro Mesa, who could not be here, to present the approval for the contract amendment and renewal with Sodexo America for 2019 and 20.
And a quick summary of what it entails is prior to the 17-18 school year, we went through a very vigorous selection for a food management company, which issued by or through the process of request for proposal, that it was approved by the governing board and by the CDE, the California Department of Education. Can you hear me? Okay, thank you. At that point, 3 vendors did participate, and we went through the bid and the walkthrough, and ultimately only 2 did apply. And after, with the committee, after evaluating all the factors and the criteria, one of being 50% of the weight being the price, and the committee made a unanimous recommendation to the board to award the contract to Sodexo. The contract was awarded to Sodexo on June 1st, 2017, and allows up to 4 subsequent one-year renewals. The proposed amendment, if approved, would be the second amendment under the terms of the current contract. Title VII of the Code of Federal Regulations requires CDE, California Department of Education, to review food service management companies' contracts and amendments to verify their compliance and with applicable state and federal laws or regulations prior to the execution of the contract or amendment. The review of the proposal contract amendment has been completed, and the attached version of the Sodexo contract amendment was approved on March 18, 2019. So with that being said, the financial impact of the price per meal contract is estimated to be $3,106,065 for 19 and 20 school year, paid for by the Food Service Fund, which is self-funding, as you may know. So my recommendation is to approve the contract amendment with Sodexo America for 2019 and 20 fiscal year. I just wanted to add that Sodexo, as you just witnessed this evening, was recognized for how they support the school district, not just the food service department, but they have been very instrumental to be supportive to not just the staffing with training and the students, of course, who come first with the meals, and they've been in the forefront to bring things before they're even required. You know, the healthier food, and also, I'm sorry, I'm a little tongue twisted here, but they've also implemented events that you just seen, like Future Chefs, and it's been a pleasure working with them. They are very supportive, they very knowledgeable, and I probably couldn't do this job without them. So I'm hoping that you would approve.
Thank you very much. Any discussion or questions from the board? All right. Well, I had the opportunity going through this to look over the menus that our children get to see, and there are a lot of really good options. And again, I value the partnership that Sodexo has been with our community. So thank you all. With that, I will entertain a motion. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you very much. We look forward to the next year of food.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Item D, monthly district cash flow update. Ms. Argueta. Pardon me if I butcher your name. Or educate me on how to properly pronounce your name.
Argueta.
Okay.
Thank you. Good evening, members of the board and Dr. Flores. I will be presenting the cash flow this evening on behalf of Kimberly Smith. So this screen you see here is about actual cash. So this is from July to the end of March, is based on actuals. From April through June is based on the projections from second interim. In March, the beginning balance is a little over 19.8 million. Cash received is a little over 15.5 million. and the cash out is a little over $10.8 million. Part of the $10.8 million down at the bottom belongs to the salary for both certificated and classified, which includes total benefits, which is a little over $8.9 million, whereas you see it's 82% of the total expenditures for that particular month. Our ending cash balance is $24.7 million. This year we have a TRAN, and we have paid back the 50% in January, and we pay the other half this month. Without the TRAN, we would have been a little over $22.2 million. The next slide here is another way of showing the cash coming in and the expenditures and our ending cash balance. Are there any other questions or any questions you all have?
Board, any questions? Okay. Thank you. We appreciate you stepping up to help out, and well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, item 6E, Williams Valenzuela Settlement Quarterly Uniform Complaint Report for January 1 through March 31, 2019. Ms. Bierman.
Good evening, President Pace, members of the board, and Dr. Flores. This is the quarterly report. You see this every quarter, and this is regarding, we are required to document any complaints regarding instructional materials, facilities, or teacher quality. So this report is presented for your approval.
For those of you who don't have it in front of you, there were no complaints.
That's correct.
I will entertain a motion.
Move approval.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. This brings us to item 7A, Monthly Facilities and Maintenance Operations Update. All right, Paul, did you learn your lesson?
What's that? To be sure?
No, the orange.
I was given direction to change the beautiful color to something a little more Eastery and soft.
That's nice.
Also to keep our slides at one slide or less with no pictures. So with that.
What is going on?
You did not.
Dan, take over.
Oh, you're in trouble.
Dan.
Do you secretly want a Caltrans job? Or?
Apparently so. Well, this month we don't have a whole lot happening in facilities other than some color choices. We do have the Gilroy Pool project is in DSA, and I checked. The peninsulas are still there. The Brownell was scheduled to go into DSA on Monday. During a pre-plan check meeting with the DSA, our architects and our general contractor, they actually accepted them in. So our plans for Brownell are in the DSA. They're officially sitting on their bin and should take about 11 weeks before they pick them up again. Let's see. So that brings us to the preliminary environmental assessment is underway at South Valley, which is one of the preliminary steps that we take before modernization. So this was actually covered by a grant that Jim Babachi had applied for before his retirement. They accepted it, and under the direction of the Department of Toxic Substance Control, they are going to oversee and implement our preliminary environmental assessment for South Valley. That will be concluded before June 30th. And one last item is we are still investigating bond management software. Didn't want to let you think that we didn't stop looking at it, but we are looking at ways to curb the costs and see if there are more players out in the field. With that, I will hand it over to Mr. McAuliffe.
Thank you. Someone just to roll back. I'm not going to use this.
You hit them both at the same time.
No. I'll go this way. Oh, it looks like I can follow direction. I have 3 items for you tonight. They're all to be funded out of routine restricted maintenance. First is a contract with American Eagle. They're the company that have been servicing our retractable bleachers in the gyms for probably better than a decade. This is required to be done every 2 years. It's a simple service inspection and minor repairs. We have had supplemental repair bills once they find a defect or something that needs to be repaired, but it's always been very reasonable. This has been a very good company for us and very responsive. I have been told that this will come to be a 1-year requirement. So right now it's every 2 years. Yes?
Thank you. Required by whom? I mean, I'm glad that it's
The
required,
state.
frankly.
This is a state requirement.
Okay.
And it might even be a federal requirement. But as far as I know, it's state 2 years. The next one is a contract with Bainon at Gilroy High for the track cleaning. We walked both tracks with Bainon. They're the original installers and warranty holders of our tracks. They did a pretty thorough inspection about 6 months ago and recommended a deep cleaning for both tracks. They provided a price for Gilroy High, which is $77.50. Christopher High is double the price because it requires painting. That's an older track. The track is in good shape, but it does require a deep cleaning that our staff can't do and repaint all the feature lines and lane lines. So that's why that's double the price. It's double the man hours. And Christopher High is pretty much needed to be repainted. Gilroy High, we probably have several more years.
And Dan, you might want to mention that we were told when we installed these tracks that this kind of maintenance was
Absolutely.
critical to the length, how longevity
Yes.
of the tracks, that we need to do this to keep them around as long as possible.
It helps preserve the life and extend the life of the track. It also keeps it safer. It's hard to detect, but the grime and buildup on the texture of the surface, it becomes slippery when it's not cleaned out properly. So it restores the texture and to the track. I did promise you an update. I'm going to have 2 ratifications for you. One was a gas leak at Gilroy High. I'm waiting to have a complete package of information to bring to you, but I didn't want to hold you in suspense. So this is the defect that we found underground near the pool building at Gilroy High. That's a piece of black pipe which does not belong underground. That's a interior type of pipe.
I'm no expert, but it's not supposed to look like that, is it?
No. Yeah, I can stick my finger in that. The pipe is about a 1 inch in diameter. I can stick my finger in that hole. But once again, MBS Gas Services that has provided emergency repairs for us in the past did an exceptional job. They were out the next day, diagnosed the problem. While they were out on site with their high-tech equipment, I did ask them to survey the entire site. We found 2 more minor gas leaks that were repaired the next day. We're going to have a total cost of under $24,000 for the repair work. And this is the other one that became an urgent repair once we discovered how bad it was. These are the restrooms by Advanced Path, Graduation Alliance. We received a work order that the floors were softening in there, and we went in to investigate and found that there were areas of rotten subfloor. We did give them a contract for $18,500 that was signed off to start immediately. And then they discovered supplemental damage. So that repair total is about I'll bring to you next month as a ratification, is about $45,000. But I will have extensive information and pictures to show you the progress of how the job progressed. And this is just something to keep you informed. I'm not sure if anybody heard that the solar array at Gilroy High School was damaged by a delivery truck that ran astray. Wow. This happened about several weeks ago on a Saturday. They were caught by Gilroy PD. They were cited, and our insurance company, not our insurance, but Borrego's insurance company is handling this. We had to help facilitate the access and the coordination of getting them on site. This has been repaired. I think
that was a hit and run?
Very large price. Pardon me?
It was a hit and run?
Yes.
Wow.
They were tracked down at the local company they deliver for almost immediately. There were actually many witnesses.
I got to say, you must have gotten it fixed very quickly because I didn't notice it, and I'm there every morning.
They were very responsive in getting out the damage almost immediately, so it wasn't really noticeable. Then they had to have an engineer come out, assess the damage, and then come out and do the repairs.
Wow.
So the repairs, I believe, were completed last Saturday. And just to remind you, we are using our steam machine to kill weeds around the district. You will see weeds around. We are not using Roundup. We are not using any products with glyphosate. We're actually not using many spray products right now. We're getting demonstrations on quite a few organic products. I have one scheduled for tomorrow that looks promising. So we are battling the weeds. The machine we have is incredible, works very, very well, but it is labor intensive. It requires 2 men on that machine all day long to do just part of a site. But it's been very effective, and I feel really proud that our district is doing this type of work and not using products that have concern.
There was a nice article in the Gilroy Dispatch about this practice, so thank you for making us look good.
Yeah, thank you. And that's it.
You like that color, James?
The black? That's nice.
Is the black okay?
I don't know, black and orange look kind of good to me.
Okay, so that brings us to what is the will of the board? Any questions?
I would, unless there's discussion, I would move to approve items 7B and item 7D through G.
Okay, we have a motion for items B, D, E, F, and G.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? What is the will of the board on item 7C?
We took it off.
We took it off. That explains everything.
So our desire is not to vote on it.
Yes.
We're done.
All right, next is item 8, board member reports. Board, do you have anything to report? Mr. Diaz.
Just wanted to recognize some of the staff and teachers and custodians that worked over the break. There were some staff that took students on coaching or either coaching sports of some sorts. Some of them were taking field trips overseas and to Canada, and just wanted to recognize that they were doing that kind of work. Like seeing Mrs. Salcido, Rod Kelly's being recognized as well. That's really cool. And the financial literacy emphasis on some of the newsletters that Dr. Flores sent out. I'm excited to see that as well.
That'll be a new requirement.
Yeah.
If it passes?
If it passes, but I'm pretty sure it will. It's a lot of support.
Great.
And also thank you to the FFA for the dinner tonight.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. It's delicious.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay, next, item 9, upcoming and new referral agenda items. It's a busy season, a lot more recognitions to come.
Oh, yeah. And a lot of events.
A lot.
And announcements. The next regular meeting of the Board of Education will be on Thursday, May 9th, right here. Closed session at 5:30, regular meeting at 7. Agenda will be posted as necessary. Now we are adjourned.